The 2016 journey of the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada has come to an end. We were there for every step, every yard. We trekked across the country alongside the boys of summer as they chased their dreams.
I'll definitely draw back on my experiences here this year when I'm out there next year, so I can't wait to see how I do in those situations.
Breaking records both inside and outside the ropes.
To be able to pass the $1 million milestone this year is just unbelievable.
Up next, we take a look back at the 2016 season on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. In 2015, Mackenzie Investments and the PGA Tour teamed up in a multi-year partnership to form the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada.
For Mackenzie Investments, it's been an incredible experience. Second year on the tour, second year as the umbrella sponsorship. We couldn't be happier. The tour just continues to build, grow, evolve. For Mackenzie, yes, it's about golf, but it's also about giving back to the community. This year, we're going to be giving over $1 million to charity, which is unbelievable. That's almost double what it was last year.
2017 will mark the third year of the Mackenzie Tour partnership, which has already proven to be a successful platform for players chasing their PGA Tour dreams.
The real opportunity for the players is for them to advance and achieve their goal to get to the PGA Tour. And moving along and using this tour to get to that next level in the Web.com Tour and then the PGA Tour is the whole model. And to then see 5 of the guys that played with us last year are moving on to the PGA Tour, which is incredible. And that's a testament to not only the structure that we have, but more importantly, to the quality of play out here. The level of play is just simply tremendous.
The 2016 Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada season opener teed off in Vancouver, British Columbia for the Freedom 55 Financial Open, where the ultimate goal was reaching the top 5 in the order of merit. Right out of the gate, Dan McCarthy took his first step to the top with a clutch birdie at the 72nd hole for his first victory of the season.
Oh, boy, that first one was awesome. I was really proud of myself the way I handled that moment on Sunday. You know, I never got impatient. I never got ahead of myself. I tried extremely hard to stay in the moment and hit one shot at a time.
The tour traveled next door to Uplands Golf Club in Victoria for the Bayview Place DC Payments Open presented by Times Colonist, where local boy Adam Cornelson began the final round with a 3-shot lead and never looked back.
It's hard to put into words for me. You know, it's been a few years out here working my butt off, so you know, to have my family there and to watch me win, it was, yeah, it was something I'll never forget. The support that crowd gave me was something I can't even explain. I had goosebumps.
Cornelson recorded a final round 65, breaking the Mackenzie Tour record at 20 under par for the tournament. Dan McCarthy began the final round of the Golf BC Championship with a 2-stroke lead. And after posting a 7 under 64, the American broke Adam Cornelson's tournament record from the week prior with a 25 under 259.
I've been very relaxed, I guess, this year. You know, I knew my game was good coming into the season, so you know, when you're playing well and you have a good grasp on what you're doing with your game, it brings a sense of calm about things, and when you approach tournaments, and again, you know, just let the chips fall where they may, and eventually, if you keep putting yourself in the position enough, you'll come out on top.
With his second victory of the season, McCarthy solidified his position atop the order of merit. With 3 events in the books, the tour returned to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan for the 4th event of the season, where Max Rotliff earned his first professional victory at the Siga Dakota Dunes Open.
I've set goals to make it through to Web.com. That's the goal. But to win in my 3rd start, after missing the first 2 cuts, it definitely gives me a lot of confidence.
The German-born player fired a 6 under 66 thanks to the flat stick, where he converted long birdie putts on his final 2 holes. With the win, Rotliff moved to third place in the order of merit. Dan McCarthy continued his domination of the 2016 Mackenzie Tour season with a third victory, capturing the Players' Cup title.
He's just the model of consistency. It's something that we should all strive for, what he's doing.
The New York native recorded a final round 7 under 64, which guaranteed him a spot in the 5 and Web.com Tour status. McCarthy became the first player in Mackenzie Tour history to win 3 times in a season.
Probably one of the best years in professional golf, if not the best. To win 4 times on any tour is incredible. And you know, I've got to play with him a few times this year, and I've tried to learn a little bit from him, obviously having the year he's had, and it's just been cool to see from a close just what he's done and how impressive it actually is. So credit to him for the year he's had.
While Taylor Moore marveled at Dan McCarthy's impressive season, the 22-year-old found success of his own at the Stahl Foundation Open presented by T-Baytel. With his father on the bag, Moore posted a final round 6 under 66 on Sunday for his first professional victory.
It was just a cool memory having my dad caddying for me that week, getting to be on the bag. It was just a special week. Well, for me at least, when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, you know, just getting into the game and seeing guys like Tiger and, you know, Rory, Ricky Fowler, those guys, looking up to them, and to be able to do that was pretty cool.
Coming up next on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, we see how the second half of the 2016 season concluded. Then, we hear from Mackenzie Tour Player of the Year, Dan McCarthy.
To have such a big year when it's so important for me is incredibly satisfying.
This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. At the halfway mark of the 2016 Mackenzie Tour season, we've seen dramatic finishes, first-time winners, and Dan McCarthy controlling the order of merit with 3 victories in 6 starts. The first-time winner trend continued at the Syncrude Oil Country Championship presented by Acon, with Aaron Wise capturing the title after posting a final round 2 under at Glendale Golf and Country Club.
We don't get many opportunities as young guys turning pro, and you got to take advantage of every one of them. It's crazy, you know, I didn't think it would be possible this quickly.
While Aaron Wise continued his solid play at the ATB Financial Classic, it was England's Charlie Bull who pulled out a W at the weather-threatened 54-hole event. The 24-year-old added his name to the list of maiden victors of the season.
It's so cool to win your first ever pro tournament, really proper tournament. It's just bizarre the way it's all panned out, but I played great golf, and even though it's unfortunate not to have a 4-round tournament, I'm still so happy with how I played.
At this point, only 4 events were left in the 2016 season, and the pressure to lock in a spot in the order of merit was mounting. Brock Mackenzie battled 3 players at the National Capital Open to support our troops. The 35-year-old earned his 3rd Mackenzie Tour victory after a marathon 7-hole playoff.
I'm one of the older guys out here. It definitely has been a journey. It's been fun playing really consistent, good golf. Dan's made it look really easy this year, but winning is hard, and I don't take it for granted, and that was kind of a surprise one for me.
The tour headed to the small town of Bedeck, Nova Scotia, where Dan McCarthy made history. The proven champion with ice in his veins shot a final round 4 under 68 at the Bell Bay Golf Club to win the Cape Breton Open and become the first player in Mackenzie Tour history to win 4 tournaments in a single season.
Awesome, man.
That's a pretty good autograph.
Dan's had an unbelievable year. Winning 4 times that year is really spectacular. I mean, he's so solid and he's so consistent. He makes very good decisions, doesn't make any mistakes.
I allowed myself to, you know, I didn't have to win. I didn't feel like I had to win. You know, I knew that I was playing well and I was going to put myself in a position to win, you know, more than once. So for it to happen the first event of the year and then even the 3rd and the 5th, you know, I was very fortunate to come out on top there.
Dan McCarthy's record-setting hot play continued the following week at the Niagara Championship, but David Pastor threatened his momentum. The 24-year-old birdied the 72nd hole, defeating McCarthy to lock up his maiden victory.
In golf, rarely do you kind of, know what you have to do and do it under the pressure. I felt like that's what I did today, and that's why it's so satisfying.
With his second-place finish, McCarthy officially secured the 2016 Order of Merit title, earning status on the Web.com Tour in 2017. The 2016 season-ending finale kicked off at Highland Country Club. After firing a career-low 9 under 61, Paul Barjon's final round 68 earned him the Freedom 55 Financial Championship title and first Mackenzie Tour victory.
My goal was obviously to win one of the tournament this year, and I'm happier than ever because it's the last one and it's the biggest one.
Barjon jumped from number 30 to 6th in the final Order of Merit, earning exemption to the final stage of Web.com Tour Q School.
Fire it up, fire it up, fire it up, fire it up.
Yeah. With the record-setting season behind him, Dan McCarthy is the 2016 Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada Player of the Year.
He hoisted 4 tournament trophies this year. Now he's hosting the most important trophy of the year because it earns you exempt status the entire year on the Web.com Tour. The 2016 Player of the Year, Dan McCarthy.
The last 3 players of the year all got their PGA Tour cards this year, so that's a great model to follow in their footsteps, and I hope I can do that. I'm going to continue to try to work as hard as I can in the off-season, go out on the Web.com Tour and represent the Mackenzie Tour as best as I can.
I don't even know how to describe it. I think it gives you a pretty good appreciation for things like Tiger Woods did back in the day. His game's just so steady, and his short game's world class.
I think he just knows what he does well, and he owns that. He goes about his business in the way that he's going to perform his best.
Shooting 27 under at Kelowna and winning by 7 twice, that's not a fluke. That's great golf. He would have been in contention no matter what tour he played on. Very impressive performances by him this year.
I put a ton of work into this, and I had a lot of near misses where I just didn't play well enough at the right time. So now finally have such a big year, and it's so important for me, is just incredibly satisfying.
Coming up, we hear from Freedom 55 Financial Canadian Player of the Year, Adam Cornelsen.
It's a lot of validation of hard work. It's not over yet. I need to keep working hard.
And look back at the record-setting season for charitable contributions next on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada.
Come on! Let's go, let's go! Come on!
Adam Cornelsen's great year, sparked by a win in Victoria and 5 top 25 finishes, culminated with Freedom 55 Financial Canadian Player of the Year honors and the Dan Halderson Trophy.
To see him have a bit of a down year last year and you know, come back this year, starting the year with no status and earning status back in qualifying school, and you know, 2 weeks later he wins in Victoria. He hasn't stopped. He's pedal to the metal the whole way down, and I'm very happy for him. If anything, it's inspired a lot of other Canadians, you know, to play well.
He's played great. Got to be a top U in scoring average. He's been very consistent. He's a very solid player.
It's been spectacular. A win early and then almost winning in Ottawa there. He's been playing great.
It's what we work for all year. There's so many great Canadians coming up through the ranks. It's a lot of validation of hard work. It's not over yet. I need to keep working hard and harder, and just shows that the work you put in, results will follow. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
It's been a record-setting season on the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, both inside and outside the ropes. In 2016, the Mackenzie Tour passed the $1 million mark in charitable giving.
To have the growth that we've had and be able to pass the $1 million milestone this year is just unbelievable. And it's all a tribute to the tournament organizations, the volunteers, and the other key element is the players themselves.
As the tour goes across Canada, we stop in these communities, and the funds are directed at these cities and towns where the tour stop is. So it's not just a national program, it is specific to the tour stops and giving back directly to the communities where the tournament is taking place.
From Monday Pro-Ams to Sunday charity walks and everything in between, the Mackenzie Tour family made a difference from coast to coast.
A great opportunity to be out here today walking for charity. The money goes for a great cause, a local cause for the kids. How can you beat that?
The Golf BC Championship in Kelowna made a huge impact in its inaugural year, raising $150,000 for the BC Cancer Foundation.
Right from the get-go, our whole philosophies have been about raising money for charities, and with the BC Cancer Foundation being our #1 beneficiary, Golf BC is very happy to be a part of that.
When participants, sponsors, and the community rally around the BC Cancer Foundation to support cancer care in our community, it's very significant.
In Winnipeg, the focus was on growing the game.
It's the love for the game, but it's about what the game can teach you. You know, the values of the game are extremely important. It's a game for a lifetime, and there's so much that you can take out of it. Good job.
In Edmonton, efforts went to help those rebuilding after the devastating fires in Fort McMurray. While in Ottawa, $100,000 was raised for Veterans House, a facility and program which aims to combat homelessness among those who've served. And after a week-long celebration in Thunder Bay, the Stahl Foundation Open presented by T-Baytel generated $250,000 for local families with children battling cancer.
The funds that have been raised are so critical for us, and they allow us to do more for these families. It also allows us to do more outreach into the Northwestern Ontario region.
Once we established ourselves in the game of hockey, it was always our goal to find a way to give back to our community. And when you enjoy being part of the community and the people that are trying to raise money for a great cause, it is a lot of fun. Hopefully, it can just keep getting better.
It truly has been a remarkable year for charitable giving on the Mackenzie Tour.
The cornerstone of the PGA Tour as an organization is the charitable side. To see the way our host organizations have embraced that, using the golf tournament as a marketing platform to raise charitable dollars, we've come a long way in a short period of time.
Hey.
After the break, we look back at a season of off-course fun.
All right, you got this. Little current right away.
Survived.
And then we sit down with the Final Five. All that and more when this is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada returns. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. On the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, it's not always about business.
Oh! I was aiming for the bottom one.
There's always time to relax.
We're gonna have a beautiful day. We're gonna have a little tour, a little tasty, have a little bit of fun.
We're not gonna waste good wine. So whenever we try good wine, I'm gonna savor it and I'm gonna drink it. Cheers.
And chances to try a few different sports.
Andrew's your captain, he's got the beard. How's it going, guys? You won't forget me. Everybody ready? Hey, here we go.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, what a play.
I got the one horse to win.
Do it, one.
Give it up for the Mackenzie Tour golfers. Welcome, boys. Let's get ready to rumble. This is the main event. Coming in slow. What is this? A Freeman. And it's in. Yeah, baby.
And take in all the beauty of what Canada has to offer.
Oh my word.
This is my favorite thing ever, paddling.
Just the snow-capped mountains in the background, out there on a paddleboard, doesn't get much better.
A great 2016 season of competition was bookended by some experiences that won't soon be forgotten.
That was awesome.
There's so many good guys on this tour. There's so many, good friends I've made, and it's just a great tour. It's a great place to work your craft, and you learn how to travel. You learn how to see what you're made of and see if you can handle professional golf.
The end of the 2016 Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada season marked the time for the five to reflect on a whirlwind summer.
I think I just learned a lot about myself, how I react going 3 weeks on the road, 5 weeks on the road. So I would just say, I'm just trying to keep learning about myself, but also, play well. I'm excited to get out there and compete. I feel like my game matches up pretty well to everybody and every golf course, so I'm excited to see how I'm going to go handle different situations and compete.
It's hard to put into words. It was a very, very quick summer. It seems like just yesterday I was winning in Vancouver there to start the season. But gosh, I'm just so thrilled right now. It's such a huge relief to know that I don't have to go to Q school this year. I was playing well all year long coming into the season, so I just had a lot of faith that I was going to come out and have a good season.
Just a lot of, joy and knowing that all the hard work I've put in the last year or two in general have paid off, and to get the PGA Tour card, you keep moving up the ladder, and that's all we can do is try to get there as quickly as possible. And obviously this was a good start, getting the web.com tour card. Hopefully I get to play a full season there and then move on to the PGA Tour.
While the five ponder their experiences on the Mackenzie Tour, there's also time to fine-tune their game for the next level.
I think I'm more focused on what my weaknesses are and what I need to do to improve those. I've been fortunate enough, I've played on the web.com tour, numerous years, and I know what I need to do. It's just executing. And I feel like I have a really good plan with my putting and my short game now. And I've played well for the last couple years, and hopefully I can, keep it going.
I'm a guy who just loves to watch and pick people's brains and pick up on all the little things. And if I can keep doing that and keep learning, each and every week, who knows what that could come to in a year or two's time.
I'll definitely draw back on my experiences here this year, when I'm out there next year. So I can't wait to see how I do in those situations.
While the official season may be over, there is one more event on the books, and regional pride will be on the line at the inaugural Aruba Cup. This December, the top 10 available players from the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada will go head-to-head against the top 10 players from PGA Tour Latino America in a President's Cup-style showdown at Tierra del Sol Resort and Golf in Aruba. The Aruba Cup will be contested in 4-ball, foursomes, and singles matches December 15th through the 17th. To find all the latest news and highlights from the Aruba Cup, log on to PGAtour.com. That's all for This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. We'll see you again in 2017.